people are born with a certain personality, and then they kind of maintain that through life. Fisa has a great disposition. She's naturally easygoing. She doesn't get flustered. She doesn't get rushed, generally speaking. And she's able to keep things in perspective, and I think she has tremendous confidence in her ability. She knows who she is. She knows what she is. She knows what she can do, and that's just great comfort in that. Allows her to be calm. That's what she is.
Does that kind of help down the stretch of a game? Her calmness, does it translate to other players on the team?
Sometimes. I mean, I think what you hope is that players do rub off on each other, and sometimes that's true, but it's not always true. I think if you're Fisa and Lou and Crystal, and the three of you are acting like we got things under control, I think the rest of the team feels like we're in good shape, and that's when we're at our best, when those three are really on top of their game and they really got things under control.
You said you don't really have a go-to player. Could you say that Fisa's becoming that right now?
Well, I mean, when I say, there isn't somebody that we can say, hey, go win the game for us. I think everybody understands that we've got three players on our team that can get big numbers anytime they want, or anytime they have to. Let's put it that way. So, where do you go if you really need a big bucket? I mean, if you look at all the players on our team, I would say Fisa's got the best matchup pretty much every night. But I mean, if we ran something and Megan Walker ended up with a corner three from the left corner, that's going in. So there's certain shots that kids have that everybody on the team is pretty comfortable with, but a lot of times it's matchups, and like when Stewie was here, Stewie was a bad matchup for no matter who guarded her, and Fisa's the same way. She's just a difficult matchup for no matter who's guarding her.
Earlier in the season, you mentioned that some of your favorite players to coach some of your favorite players were National Players of the Year, but they were the hardest to coach. The Fisa's obviously been mentioned in Player of the Year talks this season. Mm-hmm. Is she hard to coach?
No, she's not. She's not hard to coach in the sense that she gives you her best effort every night. And because she's so laid back, she's not as, when I say great players are hard to coach because they're so competitive. They want to win so bad, and they want to be, at crunch time. They want to be making those decisions, and Feast has that in her, but Fisa's just, when I say some players are hard to coach, I'm saying that in a positive way, because they want you to challenge them every day. They want you to, they challenge you every day. So you better be on top of your game when you're coaching those guys. Feast just doesn't have that personality. Like she don't have that Shay or Swin, personality, or Jennifer, or, she don't have that, personality. She's more like Maya, She's way more like Maya than anybody else, I would say, in temperament. In temperament.
You mentioned her past saying about the high post. I mean, she's really come a long way, you feel, in terms of
Who?
that. Nafisa with her passing of the high post there.
Yeah, she has gotten a lot better. We're lucky. We've got I think 2 players that have gotten better. You know, both Fisa and Megan have gotten really good and making plays from the high post, and that's been a big part of our offense for a long time. And Fisa's an impossible matchup up there because you have to guard her because she can make that shot, and she's going to be able to hit somebody for a layup, and then she's going to go right by you. So she's kind of like the perfect player to have in that position for sure.
What I've kind of seen from Lou, it doesn't really seem like she's forcing anything. It seems like she's going to the lane tough, taking timely threes, defensive.
Yeah. I think when you get older, I think that's what happens. You tend to slow down a little bit. Young players rush around. Players that get a little bit older, they slow down. And we've spent the last couple of weeks, she and I, just trying to get her to be patient. She's in a hurry sometimes to make a play, and trying to show her the benefits of patience. That the more patient you are, the more opportunities you get. You can't out-quick somebody quicker than you. You can't outrun somebody faster than you. And you have to get them to stop. And when they're standing still, then they're just like you. So that's what we're trying to get her to understand. And she's gotten really, really good at it. Really good at it. It's going to be really fun to watch her play the next month. Some of the spots we're going to put her in and some of the things we're going to have her do.
Now that you've made it past all the big games, how do you kind of keep the team focused as you finish out the conference schedule?
Well, we still have a bunch of games to win. We still have a bunch of stuff we got to do. And it doesn't really matter what a team's record is. It doesn't really matter, whether we're home or away. We understand, what it is we're trying to do. You can't manufacture stuff. You can't make stuff up. You just gotta want to make sure that your players are competitive and that they want to, they want to get better and they want to get better and they want to get better, and they don't need to be necessarily motivated. But that's my hope. It's not always like that, but it's been like that for a long time. But we've been pretty good at it so far. But every year's different. Every year's different for sure.
You guys were able to take UCF out of their game plan the last time. You guys expecting a bigger fight out of them at home this time around?
Well, they're never an easy team to play against. I thought we played exceptionally well the first time we played them. Our transition game was great. We handled their pressure really well. Now it's, hey, we handled Cincinnati pretty well here, and it was a different story when we went out there. So each game takes on a different look, and I don't know that we're the exact same team that played them last time, and I don't think they are either. She's, I think, a lot more confident. She's a lot more confident, and she's confident because she's feeling really good about where she is. She's gotten better. I told her that first half that she played against South Carolina was one of her better halves at Connecticut, even though she didn't score a lot of points or anything. So when she was sitting with a couple fouls, Olivia did a great job when she came in, but it's good for these kids to realize that you're not judged by how many points you score, on whether you played great or not, played really well. So Megan's starting to do those other things that make you a good player, other than just put the ball in the basket.
Because a lot of things we talked about last year, if you want to talk about the jump she's made, is effort. You know, even she wasn't that great. Where was that, down in Cincinnati or Louisville? Still got 12 rebounds.
Right.
Stuff. Little things like that. Whereas it used to be 4 points, 1 rebound. Now if she gets 6 points, it's 8 or 9 rebounds, a couple of assists.
And I think that's just understanding this is what I have to do and this is what I can do. And if I do less than that, then I'm hurting the team in a lot of ways. And that's what happens. Players get a little bit older, they get a little more experience, they feel a little more confident. She's putting some extra time in, so it's been good. It's been really good for her. And the players on the team are confident in her. She's confident in herself. And confidence does come from hard work and putting out a great effort. That's where your confidence comes from.
Does it make it easier to sustain the effort knowing you're going to get those minutes? And you get the correlation.
Maybe. There's a lot to be said for. I know I'm going to play. I know Coach has confidence in me. I know my teammates have confidence in me. So you can play and not make every possession life and death. Because I tell these kids, I'm not going to take you out because you throw a bad pass or you miss a shot or that's never been my thing. My thing is, if I don't think you're in the game mentally and physically and your effort's not there, then you're going to have some issues. But she's been really good about it, really good. So I'm happy for her.
What growth have you seen from the team as a whole as the season's gone on?
We're a lot better, I think, than we were maybe maybe a month ago. I think we're a lot better team. We did some things in the South Carolina game that I don't think we could have done a month ago. There were some things offensively that we accomplished, and the way they came about and some of the decisions that we made, we couldn't have done that about a month ago. We're not any better defensively, don't get me wrong, but I think there's some decisions that we made that are way better, and players are a little more kind of in tune with each other. The chemistry on the court is a little bit better because they've spent more time together now. So, yeah, we're a much better team than we were a month ago, for sure.
Going into the season, if you had to imagine where you were mid-February, is this where you think you'd be?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I knew there'd be games that would be really hard to win, and I knew there'd be games that we would struggle, and we would figure out a way to win some games, and we wouldn't figure out a way to win some games. Yeah, I mean, the 2 games that we lost, we deserved to lose. And all the games that we won, we deserved to win. So I'd be disappointed if we had a worse record. And I don't know that we could have a better record given where we are at this point, with this particular team. I mean, everybody wants to be undefeated every year. The reality of the situation is probably the only place that expects to be. It's just kind of weird. Kind of weird. So yeah, we're in a pretty good spot. I think we're in a good place.
So what do you hope to get? Now that South Carolina's over with, what do you hope to gain most, just to get you ready for March or this next month?
Just win the games we have to play. That's it. Keep getting better every week, and get our players to know each other a little bit better, communicate better with each other. You know, the more time your team spends together, obviously the more they're going to feel comfortable with each other. And right now we seem to be on that track where we're going. But there's a long way to go still between now and the NCAA tournament. A lot of days and a lot of games still.
Is the defense a big part of that focus? You just want to keep getting that a little bit better and a little bit better.
Yeah, we're not going to get better defensively. I mean, we've been at it since October. It's not going to improve. It is what it is. There's just some things we can't overcome. I mean, I don't want to get into all of them, but there's just some things we're just not going to fix. That's all there is to it. So we got to figure out a way to deal with them. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. You know, I can't change it. You know, there's some things that we may be able to hide, and we might be able to, to camouflage a little bit. But there's some things that we're just not going to fix, and that they've been evident in a bunch of games this year. You know, people have been able to get accomplished things that they've never been able to get accomplished against us. And I'm sure every coach is sitting there thinking that they've got issues that they got to fix. You don't have to be a great defensive team. You just have to be good when you have to be good. You know, we weren't great defensively against South Carolina, but we were pretty good in the third quarter. So I think we have it in us to be really good for a short period of time. That's it.
Can Olivia play a role in that? I mean, with her size, if she just gets a little bit more comfortable and under control in there?
Yeah, well, she made a difference the other night. They didn't get any layups when she was in the game. And that's a big factor for us. If she can do that on a regular basis, yeah, and rebound the ball. And if she can play good defense and rebound the ball, then she becomes a huge asset to what we're doing, because she's got something nobody else has that we don't have. She's 6'5" and long, and so we got to figure out a way to keep getting her more comfortable.
Is she figuring out how to use her body a little bit better?
At times. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but she's in a much better place than she was 2 months ago. She has a better, her habits are a little bit better in practice, and I think that'll carry over into some of our games. And I just need to get her some more minutes on the floor, and I think that'll help a lot.
Hoping to do that, considering the opponents coming up, or do you see opportunities for that?
Yeah, I hope so. But you can play shitty against anybody. Doesn't matter who you're playing. You can play really well, and you can struggle. So, I'm going to put her out there. She knows that. She's going to play. I don't know how much, or I don't think anybody does, but I'm going to make sure that she plays, because I know we're going to need her. No question about that.